Honorable Judge Forsty presides.
Your Honor, I believe this case will actually be quite easy to prove with one simple question for the defendant. Mr. Claus, do you actively enjoy murdering people?
Ho, ho, ho! Yes!
I rest my case. Well, I mean, that definitely proves my case, right? Hello, I'm Bookface. I am desperately trying to avoid Germany for one Christmas season. It is surprisingly difficult. So today we're looking at Native American myth, and it goes in some very weird directions. That out of the way, let's jump right in. Woo! Today we're talking about a mythical figure named Wazia from Lakota mythology, as well as a couple other mythologies because a lot of Native American cultures are interconnected. He's described as a giant man who blows the north winds from his mouth, bringing snow and winter in general. Now, despite there being no direct connection to the merry magic man known as Santa Claus, Christians still connect to these two figures, as is often the case when Christianity encounters other cultures through history. They just say, oh yeah, this is our thing, but you got it wrong. Now, that short, simple paragraph was basically all the information I had when I chose this as my Christmas topic a little while ago. Of course, I found more, because I'm thorough with my research, sometimes, which resulted in some interesting results. So, Wazia is described as an incredibly strong figure, also known to represent cruelty and the ability to take lives. And along with this significance, he was seen as the chief of evil spirits. So this Santa both condones murder and has an army of demons? As a little side note, while I was thinking of a funny way to say that it's very off-brand for Santa to be all murderous, I realized it actually kind of isn't, since many suspect some of the original Santa mythology was originally based on Odin, who was very much a god of war, who hung himself from a tree and gouged his eye out just to learn the alphabet. And as I kept going, I confirmed that pretty much every detail of this guy is so bizarre, it begs so many more questions. So his favorite fur to wear were those of wolves. Okay, not too weird. But because of this, women would avoid these pelts in the fear that Wazia would kill their children, just by sheer association, I guess. He was thought to guard the place where the Aurora Borealis dances, but as a little background, auroras in the mythology are supposedly baby clouds, and they are apparently murdered by Wazia as soon as they're born. So he's just guarding a giant graveyard filled with child corpses that he put there. Yikes. Also, a little paradoxical thing, it's only when it's hot out that he wears his thick clothes. But when it's cold out, he goes completely naked. Oh geez, Murder Santa, please put away your candy cane.
I've got great big Christmas balls.
So aside from the many wild anecdotes I found, there is one full story involving Wazia, as well as another cultural figure named Starboy. I was ready to type out a little bit of information to get a general idea of what this guy's about. Oh boy, that was a whole lot. It quickly turned into an essay, and I'm very tired, so I did not draw him, so you got this. He's beautiful. So once upon a time, Wazia was a jerk to hunters, taking dead buffalo immediately after the hunters got them. So then we bring in Starboy, who is seeking to destroy evil to get rid of a scar so he can get married. I don't know, video for another day. Very long video for another day. So we found the big blizzardy butcher's house and shattered the magic ice bow that he casually has, that I didn't read about anywhere else, but it's cool. We don't need context here. So the next day, Wazia is ordering Starboy around because, I don't know, maybe Starboy's undercover? Maybe he's got student loans to pay off? I don't know. Starboy decides to not listen, and also says,
"If anyone points at me, they'll be paralyzed."
And not a moment later, Wazia lets his intrusive thoughts win and points at the child. And immediately both of his arms become completely useless. You see, I want to crack on him for making a stupid choice, but I'm gonna be honest, if someone just suddenly said, hey, if you do this thing, you'll become paralyzed because I say so, I'd probably want to call their bluff. It wouldn't be a good idea, but I'd probably want to. So with his enemy sufficiently mangled, Starboy cuts open Wazia's blanket and took the stolen buffalo meat that was inside back to the hunters in their village. Unfortunately for Starboy's foolproof plan, Wazia had a wife who was apparently a witch. But in this story, she just kind of sews the blanket back up, but I guess she sewed it back together in a magical way. So, with his blanket repaired and his arms inexplicably working again, I guess there were no consequences to the manifested divine punishment, Wazia shakes this giant blanket to cause a huge blizzard to absolutely bury the village. Because yes, this blanket is also extremely magical. No, we do not have to explain it. Wazia just has cool stuff. And sometimes he uses that really cool magical stuff to old stolen raw meat. But Starboy doesn't even hesitate and just goes to a different ridge and fans until the south winds come to melt the snow. These south winds are also hot enough to absolutely vaporize Wazia, his wife, and all of their children except for one baby who survived total immolation by hiding in a crack. And since Starboy didn't get a crispy cremated kiddo, we still sometimes have frost. Is this why we have global warming? The frost baby is growing up and doesn't want to do his job? Yeah, we'll go with that. And there we have a vaguely not really connected to Christmas at all Christmas story. It's very interesting to see how something that was going to be a funny little joke story immediately turned every type of R-rated that I could imagine, and honestly, I'm here for it. If you want to support me to make more videos, see some of the background stuff I make, and sometimes even vote for topics, I have a Patreon down below. You can sign up for as little as $1 a month, and I'd really appreciate it. And with all that out of the way, happy holidays, and I will see you next year. Bye.